What's up guys? So today we'll be talking about Apple's first ever foldable iPhone. This is the iPhone Fold, and just like how Samsung has its foldable, Google has its foldable, Apple will be making its foldable for the first time, and we can expect a lot from this because this is going to be a book style folding phone priced at over $2,000, and it will also have a 5.5-inch cover display along with the 7.8-inch main display. So we can expect a lot from this. So yes, let's just start with this and I'll give you all information about what we can expect from this phone. Let's go. So first, let's talk about the design. The design of this phone will be similar to the iPad mini because when unfolded, it is this 4:3 aspect ratio. So it will be more wider compared to other foldables in the market, but that's how Apple's making it. So they'll have a new interface for it that will make kind of like combine iPad OS and iOS together when unfolded. So it will give it new multitasking features also when it's unfolded. That will be pretty good. Additionally, this will also be made with aluminum and titanium both, so it will be more lightweight and durable at the same time. And we can also expect a thickness of just 4.5 millimeters when unfolded, making it Apple's thinnest iPhone. So it will be more thinner than Apple's current iPhone Air, which will be pretty amazing. Now, as far as the hinge is concerned, well, they're going to use a liquid metal for the hinge, which will be more stronger, durable, and it will make it sort of seamless to when you're unfolding and folding, so it doesn't like kind of spoil or degrade or damage. So that will be a really premium device because liquid metal resists bending. So if you are by chance folding it the other way, it will not actually bend or damage the phone in any way. So that's a pretty good feature that they're adding to this. So yeah, that will be pretty good for the design. One more thing to expect is the minimal crease. So the way Apple's doing this is through an advanced technology of display engineering along with some stronger adhesives to prevent the crease from showing up when you unfold it. So it will be almost like a creaseless thing with a small crease of just 0.15 millimeters. That's pretty small, so you won't notice it at all. Now, one more feature which people thought was disappointing was there'll be no Face ID on this device. Now, this is solely due to the space constraint because this is going to be a really thin phone at just 4.5 millimeters, and adding a Face ID sensor in this is quite difficult, especially considering the space constraint over there. And if you think about it, it's too thin, you can't really add a sensor there, and they can't make it thick because when you fold it up it will be too thick. So the sensor cannot be added in any kind of way, which means they're going to resort to their old method, which is Touch ID. They're going to bring back Touch ID to this iPhone after such a long time, which will be really good for those people who really miss Touch ID. But some people also wanted Face ID, but unfortunately it's not coming out. So yeah, that's what we can expect for authentication. Again, you'll have the password as it is, but this is the biometric authentication feature. So yeah, that will be part of this device. Now this device will also have the A20 Pro chipset, which is this 2nm processor built using TSMC, and I would say this is going to be really powerful, especially for the Apple Intelligence features which will come out. But we can also expect 12 GB of RAM on this device because this is going to be a flagship device, so obviously they'll have a higher capacity of RAM. Now, one more disappointing thing would be the cameras, which will only be 2 at the back. So currently the Pro lineup and Apple's flagship iPhone lineup has 3 cameras because it's obviously a flagship. They have telephoto, main and ultra wide. But this device will only have 2. Again, because of space constraints. Because they can't add 3 camera sensors in such a small space. So they're only giving the main and ultra wide. There will be no telephoto camera. Other than that, I would say the cameras are the same 48 megapixel main camera, so nothing different from that. Now, as I mentioned before, this is going to have a new type of software because Apple's redesigning the iOS software for this device particularly to make it more of a multitasking device due to the fact that it's going to be unfolded and you can use it more of like an iPad OS thing. So they're going to integrate iOS and iPad OS together and make it sort of a seamless device that can be used both as a phone and a mini tablet. So that's going to be pretty good what they're going to do. Now, as far as we talk about the pricing of this device, well, this is going to be costing a lot because this is Apple's most expensive iPhone ever at around 2000 US dollars, which when it comes to India will obviously be 2 to 2.5 lakhs. That depends, but that's how much it could cost. Obviously, because this is Apple's first time making the foldable iPhone and they're making the creaseless device, so it will have a lot of production costs also. But then again, it requires a lot of development and research. So that's also one more thing. Now, the launch date of this device will be in September of this year, most likely because this is how Apple goes with their annual cycle. The base iPhone 18 is postponed to the spring of next year, along with the budget iPhone 18 also, the iPhone 18e series, but that's gone to next year. In the fall, it'll only be the Pro, Pro Max, along with the foldable. That's literally it. Now the naming is not confirmed yet, but it could be either the iPhone Fold or the iPhone Ultra. Now this device is Apple's first ever foldable, so obviously this brings a starting lineup to Apple's future products of foldable. So yeah, that's it for the video. Leave a like if you like this video and see you next time. Until then, bye.